Welcome to Research Reads, episode 10. I want to start out by saying that I'm so grateful that you're listening and supporting Research Reads. My name is Madison. I am the host, and I hope you continue to have a wonderful day after listening to me read this interesting research paper. So, today, and if you're watching this on YouTube, I tried to do my hair and it went flat, so we're just gonna let it be what it is today, because today is a weird day and I don't know why. But today's paper is titled Vaccine Advertising, Preach to the Converted or to the Unaware. This is by Masha Krupenkin, Elad Yomtov, and David Rothschild. And this was published in Digital Medicine in 2021. So this is relatively new. Yeah, over in Boston. Okay, so I'm gonna just read this paper all the way through because it's a short and sweet one. And I'm gonna need water for some reason. So, starting out. Encouraging people to vaccinate is a challenging endeavor, but one which has tremendous public health benefits. Doing so requires overcoming barriers of awareness, availability, and sometimes vaccine hesitancy. Here we focus on nudging people to vaccinate through online advertising. We conduct a pre-registered online ads campaign encouraging people to vaccinate against 3 diseases: influenza, human papillomavirus, which is HPV, and herpes zoster. Ads were shown to approximately 69,000 people and were compared to similar ads shown to 8.6 million people. Outcome measures were clicks on ads and future searches for relevant terms. We find that ads have 2 main effects. First, a congruence effect, whereby ads increase the likelihood of clicks in future searches by up to 116% in people who express an interest in the disease or the vaccine. Most commercial vaccine advertising is aimed entirely at this population. Second, we observed a priming effect, where ads shown to people who were searching for terms unrelated to the vaccine could be encouraged to click on them. The odds ratio was 7.5 to 33, and more often search for the vaccine later, hazard ratios of 6.9 to 157.3. We provide analysis for optimizing vaccine advertising campaign budgets to balance the 2 populations. These findings demonstrate that digital advertising campaigns should consider not just advertising to direct keywords or to individuals that look exactly like existing customers, but consider tangential keywords. Nailed it. That draw a wider target population who are likely earlier in their conversion funnel, thus increasing the number of people who vaccinate and maximizing vaccine uptake. Sometimes I'm reading this and I just don't understand why I can't say a lot of words. Okay. Vaccines are likely the most effective public health intervention ever devised, preventing an estimated 2 to 3 million deaths every year. Nevertheless, vaccination coverage is far from complete. In the USA, only 35% of relevant adults vaccinated against herpes zoster, shingles, 52% of females, 21% of males against HPV, and 45% of adults were vaccinated against influenza, the flu. What is this voice thing? Okay. One way to increase vaccination coverage is by advertising these vaccines to increase awareness to them and to inform people of their necessity. Specifically, online advertising offers a highly efficient way to tune adverts to inferred user needs and demographics. For example, in search advertising ads are served based on query keywords which indicate intent. Okay, that's a weird sentence for me. For this reason, spending on search advertising, also known as sponsored ads, in 2019 in the US was valued at $36.5 billion and $109.9 worldwide. I'm assuming billion, because they didn't clarify. Ads have been used to steer people towards healthier behaviors, including smoking cessation, weight loss, and reduction in harm from eating disorders. Directly measuring the effect of an online advertising campaign is difficult. Thus, more often, a proxy for the intended outcome is used. Web searches have been shown to be a powerful predictor of a wide variety of future behaviors. This includes a number of health-related behaviors and metrics such as prescription drug utilization, usage of electronic cigarettes, mask wearing, as well as rates of both infectious and non-infectious diseases. However, the utility of search as a predictive tool extends far beyond health behaviors. Web search data has also been used to predict home and auto purchasing behavior, airline travel, unemployment, voter registration, and suicide. Given this plethora of predictions, it is reasonable to infer that searches for vaccines should be considered meaningfully related to actual vaccination behavior, in addition to raising awareness to, in our case, a vaccine. Oh my god. You know, that was split up into 3 sentences, but it felt like one giant one. Also, I live in the city, so if you hear noises, sorry, not sorry. They don't stop for me, so I don't stop for them. The only stronger proxy we are aware of for vaccine advertising is the work by this dude Mohanty, which used the appearance of a person's phone within a vaccination clinic as an indication that the person vaccinated. Okay. Research into online advertising campaigns promoting vaccines focus on messaging which stress the benefits of immunization or on providing information on opportunities for vaccination. Little attention has been given to the ways in which users can be reached and on ways to identify user intent. As we show below, most commercial vaccine advertising is aimed at people already expressing awareness of the vaccine, if not outright intention to vaccinate. We hypothesize that the reason for this focus is to nudge people to use specific vaccine types or vaccine providers, and that's it. Okay, that's the end of a sentence. Okay. In marketing terms, these people are already in the conversation funnel on their way to buying a vaccine, just debating over which one and where. This paper thus speaks to a robust literature on where search ads are in the conversion funnel, especially in relation to their brand specificity. Just sometimes. Anyways, the bottom of the funnel normally has very specific, more rare keywords as people search for specific products they're going to buy, making them ripe to click on ads versus organic, non-paid links. I feel like we know what that is already. It's 2021. But I'm sorry if you didn't know that and it sounded rude. So, this also speaks to the research on category searches, which tends to diminish when the brands are well known. With vaccines, the brands are not, okay, that needs a comma. The brands are not known, with exception of locations for flu shots, but those searches are relatively rare. So the searches are almost always categorical. Thus, you could have just said that. Thus, in some ways, the vaccines may feel more like indirect sales than direct sales, benefiting from varied, less direct keywords. We focus on an extreme example of indirect sales, people at the very top of the funnel who are unaware of a relevant vaccine or even the disease. This is especially important for a stakeholder that may not care about which vaccine they receive or where, but simply that they obtain it. This is complicated by the fact that a large percentage of the relevant population for vaccination is unaware of the need to vaccinate, with many unaware of the medical condition itself. Therefore, we ask, Is it possible to drive people who are unaware of a vaccine towards inoculation? And if so, what should the balance between advertising to people who are unaware compared to those who are aware but have not yet vaccinated be so as to maximally raise the number of vaccinated people? Or just, start at the education system, but sure, advertising. Okay, so there's a flow chart here, and I'm just going to read through it because I like it. So it starts with campaign keywords, and then it moves down to impressions, and then that moves down into two sections: other advertisers and then campaign advertisements. So other advertisers turn into other advertiser clicks, and campaign advertisements turns into campaign ad clicks. And then the users, which are C and E, users find all the impressions, and then users go towards campaign advertisements. The results. All right, this is campaign statistics. We ran advertising campaigns for vaccinations against 3 diseases: influenza, HPV, and herpes zoster. Figure 1 exemplifies an advertising campaign and its execution. As described in the methods, once campaign keywords are selected, the ads are shown to users who query using these keywords. Such campaign showings are called impressions. The impressions are divided between those where the campaign ads are shown and where the ads of other advertisers are displayed. Each ad can be clicked by a user. Table 1 shows the statistics of the 3 campaigns, including the dates of the campaigns, the number of distinct ad texts we created, and the number of search terms used to trigger ads, number of times then that the ads were shown and clicked, and the number of times that the ads were shown in response to the same queries as those for which the campaign ads were shown, denoted by all ads. Table 1 refers to Figure 1. Among all vaccinated-related ads, 98.1% of influenza ads were shown in response to vaccine or disease-related keywords. Over 99.99% of HPV and herpes zoster ads were shown in response to such keywords. Crowdsourcing coding of terms for the relatedness to the disease or vaccine produces very clear results for many terms being unrelated. On a scale of 1 to 5, 40 of 68 flu, 14 of 27 HPV, and 19 of 26 herpes zoster had means of 1. On the top end, there is less precision as coders gave terms for the actual vaccine means between 2.5 and 5, with an average of 4.2, and terms for the underlying illness between 1.7 and 4.2, with an average of 3.2. Check Supplementary Data 1 if you want to read this. We calculated the term similarity, CTR, and the percentage of future searches for the keywords of each campaign. Table 2 shows the correlation between term similarities and the 2 latter variables. CTR is uncorrelated with term similarity. However, term similarity is strongly correlated with the percentage of future searches. Note that the distribution of term similarities is not uniform, which may lead to an underestimation of the actual associations. Can we please fix, how research papers are written? It's like you're just trying to sound so smart. And I mean, this is intelligent information. It's just wordy. Okay, that's fine. Using a Cox proportional hazard model, we evaluated the likelihood that a searcher who queried for one of the largest terms would later search for vaccines. See? I think I'm just hungry. Searches for terms which were not in the list of condition searches were marked as non-condition searches. The dependent variable is the time to future search from the original ad impression. Impressions that were not followed by a vaccine search from the same user were counted as censored. Table 3 shows the results of this model. We find that in all 3 cases, treated searchers were more likely to search for vaccines in the future than untreated searchers, and most important, treated non-conditioned searchers were much more likely to search than untreated non-conditioned searchers. Oh my goodness. Probably because they're paranoid or something. Not only was the effect of treatment on post-ad vaccine searches greater, this effect extended to post-ad vaccine clicks. Table 4 shows the results of a logistic regression model for post-ad vaccine clicks. This just reminds me of like peer pressure, but like I'm not against vaccines at all. I'm just really hungry while I'm doing this, and like it's just anyways. And also, like, we shouldn't have to show, like, that we've been vaccinated to travel. That is an invasion of privacy. Anywho, like, you don't ask somebody in a wheelchair, this is a very terrible explanation or example, but, like, you don't ask somebody who is sitting in a wheelchair, like, oh, like, why are you sitting in a wheelchair to travel? It's like, well, did you get your vaccination yet? You have to prove it. You have to prove that you have to sit in this wheelchair. And it's like, no, I don't. I don't need to prove that I need to sit in this chair. I know I have to sit in this chair. I don't need to prove it to you as to why I'm sitting in this chair. And I don't have to prove it to you as to why I want to or not get a vaccine to travel to this country for whatever, or to have this job. Like, that should not be required. That is not okay. Okay, I'm off my stepping down. Continuing. Not only was the effect of treatment on post-ad vaccine searches greater, this effect extended to post-ad vaccine clicks. Table 4 shows the results of a logistic regression model for post-ad vaccine clicks. Searchers were coded as a 1 if they did a post-ad vaccine search and clicked on an ad or organic, why do they have to clarify this again, link in the search results, and 0 if they either did not do a post-ad vaccine search or did not click on any of the results. Like, there's no flow. Table 4 presents the results of this model, which show that our ads generated a significant increase in post-ad clicks on vaccine-related links. Figure 2 shows the cumulative hazard curves for post-advertisement vaccine searches, with the horizontal axis representing hours elapsed since the search for a relevant term, stratified by whether the user queried for the disease or vaccine or not, and whether the user saw our campaign ads. As the figures show, treatment always increases the likelihood of future vaccine searches, especially in the near future. Curves for the control population, which queried for the vaccine, are significantly higher than those who did not search for the vaccine. However, treatment of the latter population increases their likelihood of future vaccine searches to almost the same level as that of the control population, which did search for the vaccine, clearly demonstrating increased awareness in this population. I just feel like that was already said. And see, I feel like I'm just like, I feel like I'm like, there's so many research papers out there that I don't think people are understanding that, like, this research is then used and published in the news, and the way things are worded, the way things are said whenever you are writing these papers is so important. Because unless you are speaking in the way that you mean it, and if, like, especially when there's multiple people giving to this paper, and, you know, when things are published in, like, digital medicine or something, yes, it goes through, like, a bunch of people are reviewing it, hopefully, you know, like, at least I know that, like, to get things published, you have to have it peer reviewed, and you have to, like, rewrite it and write it, and, like, you know, take this out and say this, and it's like, just be aware. And I really don't like that. I'm sorry, I'm so negative today. I don't appreciate the a lack of care of wording. Like they just don't care that it's wordy, and like they don't care that it's like, I don't know. Anyways, after reading a bunch of these now, like it feels like a ton. I'm like, oof. There needs to be like a restructure of how to write a research paper. Note that in the case of non-conditioned original query, we see a large difference at the time 0 between the treated and control units. This is because for the non-conditioned searches, people are making a search unrelated to the vaccine or disease, and in the control, they are also not shown a vaccine ad. As such, if any of these people do eventually search for vaccines, it is likely to be long after their original search. On the other hand, a significant proportion of the non-conditioned users who were in the treatment group and received a vaccine ad on their search term did indeed search for vaccines shortly after seeing the ad, providing evidence of a priming effect of the vaccine ad on vaccine searches. Congruence effect of ads. All right, how many more? Okay, it seems like, oh my gosh. Don't look at page count. We refer to the congruence effect to describe the change in the likelihood of clicks in future searches caused by the display of relevant ads to people who express an interest in the disease or the vaccine. We evaluated this effect by modeling the likelihood that links to ads, or separately organic unpaid search links. There you go. Third time it is mentioned that organic is an unpaid search link. Okay? We know what organic is. You have put it in parentheses 3 times. You do it 1 time. Links will be clicked as a function of their parameters as well as those of the remaining page, taking into account whether additional ads and/or organic links pointed to the same website as that of the considered link. You know, if we rewrite research papers to say, as mentioned in this paragraph, we wouldn't have to rewrite what we are saying. Thunder is going off in the background. This is why I'm angry today. Okay. You know, it makes us rethink about what we read in the previous paragraph instead of just restating it, thinking that, like, we're not paying attention. But I guess this is the point they want to drive in. Organic. I'm sorry. I'm okay. Okay. Just whatever. Okay, specifically, the model parameters account for the placement of the page or ad as calculated by the rank of the ad or organic link. Oh my god, it's like my dreams come true in the next paragraph. In the page where rank 1 means that they are placed highest. Model parameters of the page include the total number of ads and organic links on the page and the probability of the query among all queries. Model parameters of congruence include the fraction of ads or links on the search page which refer to the same website as that of the examined link. The attributes we evaluated were number of ads displayed on the page. I wonder how that's a fun count. The number of organic links displayed on the page, the number of, oh my god, my wish came true again. The number of the ad or the organic link, query popularity, logarithm of the number of times this query text appears in our data, fraction of additional ads pointing to the same website, and fraction of additional organic links pointing to the same website. Sorry, my nose. Ugh. Table 5 shows logistic regression models for the likelihood of clicks, separately for ads and for organic links. As the table shows, pages and ads which are higher in the page, lower rank, receive more clicks, also shown in this reference. Don't know why I read that. Additional ads are correlated with more links on ads, but fewer organics, whereas fewer organic links are correlated with a higher likelihood of links on both ads and organic links. How many times are we going to say? Interestingly, more ads pointing to the same website have a mixed effect on clicks, in some cases herpes zoster, associated with more clicks on ads and in some fewer HPV, whereas their appearance is correlated with an increasing likelihood of clicks on organic links. Additional organic links from the same website are associated with more clicks on ads in the case of HPV and less on the organic links in the case of influenza and HPV, but not herpes. I feel like as a society we're just triggered by herpes, which anytime I'm triggered by something like this paper, I deep dive it so I can understand why it's triggering me. Alright, thus it would appear that for vaccine-related queries, it is useful to place ads to websites which appear in the organic links, as the latter drive even more people to click on the ads. Optimizing the distribution of campaign funding. In the section Priming Effect, there we go. Oh my god, they're going to do it again. We demonstrated the priming effect in that section of advertising on terms perceived as less relevant to vaccines, eliciting future searches for the vaccine. However, our results in the section Congruence Effects of ads, we could have done that, but I understand what they're doing, showed that placing an advertisement when a link to the advertiser exists in the organic link dramatically increases the likelihood of a click on the ad. Some people who already know about the vaccine or even plan to vaccinate, that is, people already deep into the conversation funnel, will be more likely to actually do so if their searches are enhanced through ads placed as a response to their searches on these topics. But our results suggest that if the goal is to recruit more people to vaccinate, advertisers could prime people through advertising to the less relevant terms, hitting people in the target population but unaware of the vaccine, not even in the conversion funnel. This is how companies see you. They funnel you. To find the division of advertising, it's not even about your health. It's not even about your health. They don't even care about your health. They just care about getting money for this vaccination. Like, okay, I'm okay. They see you as a freaking marketing funnel. That's how they see you. To find the division of advertising budgets between searches for the vaccine and less relevant searches so as to maximize the number of people who vaccinate, we consider these two factors as follows. First, the increase in click probability due to priming, and second, the increase in click probability due to ads placed for vaccine searches. Okay, so I'm going to stop there because, well, at least in this section, because they start doing, you know what, I'm going to go for it. Specifically, let P V over C be the probability of click on an ad or organic search result related to vaccination when the user queried for the vaccine, given that a vaccine ad was shown. Similarly, P in V over C denotes the same given that the vaccine ad was not shown. For the priming effect, let PV over P be the probability of click on our ad or a future search for a vaccine where the search term was not vaccine related and our ad was shown. PNV over P denotes the same, but when our ad was not shown. Increased click probability for vaccine searches is calculated as EC equals P over VC minus P NV over C. And the priming effect, EP, is equal to P V over P minus P NV over P. The probabilities are shown in Table 6. Note that for influenza, showing the vaccine ads seems to reduce the likelihood of clicks on the ads, but this is likely due to the fact that many people search for the condition without explicitly mentioning the vaccine. Our goal is to maximize EC times A plus EP times parentheses 1 minus A, where A is the fraction of campaign spending on vaccine searches, there's an equation, which is complicated, like this equation, due to the varying prices for any set of keywords. If all keywords were the same price and EC is a greater than EP, that was a test, the maximum of this function is reached when relevant ads are shown for all searches for the vaccine and the remaining budget is given to priming searches. Conversely, when EC is less than EP, the function is maximized by showing relevant ads to all priming searches and the remaining budget spent on vaccine searches, but in reality, prices do differ, and for priming to be the more cost-effective option, the price of the cheapest set of priming keywords just needs to have a higher expected return per dollar than the cheapest set of keywords for illness or vaccine-related options. And keywords later in a conversation funnel, branded keywords in particular, are more generally expensive. I'm just saying this is probably anyways, I have no way of proving what I was gonna say, so I won't say it. All right, let me see what's going on. I love how my computer just does random things and I can't even. Okay, there it is. It just disappears sometimes. I'm talking to myself. Okay. So. Let's go to our discussion. Let me see. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna do, I'm reading it. Okay, this is it. This is the discussion. Nudging people towards vaccination is an important public health goal, which has received significant attention over the years, really. Here we focused on methods for finding people to whom vaccine ads should be shown, identifying two main effects of such ads. First, we demonstrated a priming effect, whereby people who might not have otherwise considered vaccination could be nudged towards searching for information on the vaccine by showing vaccination promoting ads to seemingly irrelevant terms, albeit ones used by the target population. It started raining. Second, we found a congruence effect whereby people who had shown an interest in the disease or the vaccine against it were more likely to click on relevant ads or increase the number of future searches following an ad display to them. We also found that the vast majority of ads promoting vaccines were targeted at this population. Finally, we found that there is a complex interplay between organic, unpaid links. I know who wrote each section now. And ads. More ads pointing to the same website are correlated with an increasing likelihood of clicks on organic links. Additional organic links from the same website are associated with more links on ads in the case of HPV and less on the organic links in the case of influenza and HPV, but not herpes zoster. Similar mixed effects were found in previous work, but ours is the first to show that even among different vaccines, this effect exists. Thus, advertisers should be careful to take this effect into consideration when designing campaigns. Why are we putting ad campaigns together for this stuff? I really feel like we're the only country that does this. Well, one of them. Our work has several limitations. First, as noted in the methods, here we chose to focus on two measures of outcome: clicks on relevant ads and future searches for the diseases or the vaccines against them. Though actual vaccination rates would have been a superior outcome, these are difficult, if not impossible, to obtain in our anonymous cohort. However, as shown in Supplementary Data 3, there is a good correlation between vaccination rates and the percentage of people searching for vaccines when measured at the state level. Good for you. Second, our campaigns were run to all users who queried with a relevant keyword. In many cases, it may be possible to focus on advertising campaign by showing it to only the relevant demographics. However, in this paper, could have just said like in this paper. We did not test this option as it is unclear to which extent such demographic targeting is accurate and whether it would skew our results. Third, when we asked to quantify term similarity, most people gave scores that were either high or low. This was likely due to the difficulty that people have in assigning the middle values to the similarity ranges, thus the reported correlations could be skewed because of this difficulty. Another limitation of our work is that we did not examine the specific attributes of the ads themselves. As noted in the methods, the ads were chosen from popular ads shown on Microsoft advertising. However, past work, attributes of ads including, for example, whether they contain informational content, appeal to emotion, and include a call to action, all affect how people respond to ads. Another aspect which was not examined in this work was the effect of images, which can be included in some forms of advertising and are known to be useful for eliciting action. These aspects are left for future work. The entire time I thought this was literally like when I think of an ad, I think of imaging. I'm not angry. Research has found that people do not receive recommended vaccinations for a variety of reasons. This dude found that people did vaccinate because they... Okay. So we're going to say anyways. Okay, I'm just going to restart. So maybe somebody else will point out this frustration too. Research has found that people do not receive recommended vaccinations for a variety of reasons. Moulet, Pons, et al. Found that people did vaccinate because they didn't think they needed the vaccine. We're unaware of it. We're worried by adverse reactions or had just forgotten. Similar results were found by this dude for the case of the herpes zoster vaccine. More recently, vaccine hesitancy was shown to be an important factor, as we show in supplementary data too. A significant percentage of the population are unaware of either the diseases or the vaccines that we studied, even in the target populations. This is in agreement with prior work, which found a similar lack of knowledge on these issues. However, our experiments only attempt to alleviate people being unaware of the vaccine. Future research will endeavor to address the other factors cited above through appropriate wording of the ads. Or we can just, talk about it in our healthcare system, but it's fine. Sorry, there's so much outside noise. I'm just fidgety today. Taken together, our findings have clear implications for the way in which the importance of vaccinations is communicated. If the goal of a campaign is to generate revenue for a particular vaccine manufacturer or provider, it may make sense to focus on the congruence effect, maximize spending on searches near the end of the conversion funnel, that is, on those already searching for the illness or vaccine itself. But if the goal of a campaign is maximize the number of people in society who receive the vaccine regardless of type or provider, there is a potentially higher return in focusing on the congruence effect for people in a target population for the vaccine who are searching for something unrelated to the vaccine but are not already in the conversion funnel. That is the very long sentence. However, as we show optimizing the distribution of campaign funding, care must be taken to balance the advertising budget across the different parts of the conversion funnel. While there are more people in earlier stages of the funnel, they're also less likely to change their behavior because people are not early adopters. That's it's like a very small group. Okay. They don't even talk about whatever. This result has implications. They should just include it in their freaking limitations. Okay. This result has implications for digital campaign targeting, especially if future research will show direct measures of vaccine uptake. Digital advertising campaigns should consider not just pushing direct keywords or derive sets of individuals that look exactly like existing customers, but consider tangential keywords that draw in the wider target population who are likely earlier in their conversion funnel, or maybe even not even in it. Moreover, we posit that part of the reason for advertisers' focus on the population which already expressed an intention to vaccinate is that the most common measure for campaign success is click-through rate, which is naturally higher in this population. Therefore, those platforms that run digital advertisements should consider the return on investment measures like the one we note here on expected lift per dollar, which is easy enough to automate even for smaller campaigns. It's right under the nose. In this work, this is the methods. In this work, we advertised vaccines against 3 diseases: influenza, HPV, and herpes zoster. All 3 vaccinations are regularly advertised by pharmaceuticals and health authorities in the USA. The budget for all campaigns was set at a maximum of $15 per day. Ads were shown to users in the USA. You know what? Going on my business suite really quick. Hold on. Let me tell you. Let's just do this. Ads. How much time do I have left? Oh, I've got 4 minutes to show you this. All right. So to create an ad, because I get notifications about this just for like me, but like 15, like if I want to boost an ad, I can, and like $20, it'll reach like over 1,000 people in one day. So that's a lot of people, right? I could be doing that. You don't know. But anyways, I've got to wrap this up because I purposely time myself so I don't continue to talk. So thank you for listening to Research Reads and watching. I post episodes daily, so don't forget to follow Research Reads to receive notifications and never miss, a new episode. Please spread the word with your friends and family. Follow on Spotify, Anchor, YouTube now, everything. Like I'm SoundCloud, there's 8 episodes on SoundCloud. On Spotify, I've opened voice messages, so if you have any comments, what the fuck? What's going on here? And I would love to hear what you have to say if you leave a voice message. Something is literally stopping this, and I'm not okay with it. Anyways, all show notes are on researchreads.com, and if you would like me to read your published research paper, or you have a topic that you would like me to research, please send me an email at readingresearch2u, that's the number 2, you@gmail.com.